Hello, you're listening to the Chinese Chat Poetry Talk podcast. 中文热聊之诗歌漫谈. I'm the host, Li Bai. Welcome to my channel to read Chinese classic poetry, learn and practice Mandarin. On this program, we invite Shenzhan Liao from China Institute, New York, to read and discuss Chinese classic poetry. Welcome, Shenzhan.
大家好，我是伸展。This is the poem we are reading today. 春晓 by a Tang Dynasty poet, Meng Haoran. He's about 10 years older than Li Bai and Wang Wei. And also, Meng Haoran is known to be friend with Wang Wei, since we do have his poems written for Wang Wei, called 留别王维, to keep and stay with me, Wang Wei, as Wang Wei is saying goodbye to him in one occasion. And Meng Haoran was also admired by Li Bai, as many of us know Li Bai as one of the greatest Tang Dynasty poets. He showed his admiration to Meng Haoran by writing some poems to Meng Haoran. Meng Haoran's poem actually reminds me a lot of Tao Yuanming, and it's a great connection between Tao Yuanming and Li Bai. That is to seek the essence of life in nature by celebrating a solitary lifestyle that distance oneself from the world. So today's 春晓 may provide a small example. It's a very brief quatrain, as we will see very shortly. I will read the entire poem once, so we will get a sense of how the sound is like. I will start from the title. 春晓，春眠不觉晓，处处闻啼鸟。夜来风雨声，花落知多少。That's it, the entire poem. 4 lines, 20 characters, a quatrain. Let's get into each line, word by word. 春眠不觉晓，春眠觉晓，处闻啼鸟，处处闻啼鸟。夜来风雨声，夜来风雨声，花落知多少。花落知多少。As it is a very brief quatrain, many of us know quatrain means 4 lines, and this is a pentasyllabic quatrain, 5 characters each line, instead of a heptasyllabic, which will have 7 characters each line. So this is almost the shortest poem that you can find in classical Chinese poetry. Pentasyllabic quatrain, 五言绝句. On the surface, it's a very simple poem. It's someone wake up in a spring morning, and also sort of in between waking up, a dream, and reality. So it's a little bit in a state of semi-consciousness. We all have this experience early in the morning, waking up, 花落知多少. It's not only about the flowers, but could be related to lives that could be falling. That's something that, as well, we are reading the news and everything, that could be a really relevant feelings and understanding to make. First line, It's to make it clear that it's spring waking up after a night, and then the dawn is coming, and then you hear the birds chirping all over. That's the present while you're waking up. And then thinking about the night, whether you're awake or not, whether it's a dream, whether the 风雨, the sounds of wind and rain, are they in your dream? Or are they the reality during the night? It's sort of, there is an ambiguity there, which is intentional. And then triggering the question, 花落知多少, which could be found out if you step out. So that answer is in the future, while what happened could be at night, in a dream, or not. So let's say, how about if 春, because it's in the title, if 春, spring here is not just a spring, but more general about time. Because poems are full of symbolic meanings. Look at these two words, 风 and 雨, talking about symbolic meanings. It's not just the 风 and 雨 in nature. It really, in Chinese language, 风雨 means the ups and downs, and especially the downs, the tragedies that one could experience, big and small, in life. So usually we will literally use 风雨 as a metaphor for hardships in lifetime. During his lifetime, China or Tang Dynasty was experiencing a relatively peaceful time, but the early Tang Dynasty was not that stable because it came from a very short-lived Sui Dynasty before it was established in, I believe, early 8th century. And there was, for the first, I would say, 2 or 3 emperors, there were quite some internal fights among the royal families to establish the throne. As well, some of you may well know, even the first women emperor, the Empress Wu Zetian, was reigning in early Tang Dynasty, even though she contributed a lot to the thriving of Tang Dynasty afterwards. But there was quite some dark time within the court, within the royal family, and that could affect how a poem or a poet like Meng Haoran relates to the world. Meng Haoran himself was trying to establish his own career in the court unsuccessfully, and he then retreated to a life that was more resembling Tao Yuanming and some of the great poets or scholars in China's history that is mainly keeping a distance from the world or from the so-called official life to pursue that kind of success. And of course, there are plenty of wars in China's long history that one can relate to, and whether it's one's personal experience or in general related to the history, to feel sorry or to feel relevant, related to all the souls and lives, this could be what this poem is offering. Let's read this one more time. 春晓，春眠不觉晓，处处闻啼鸟。夜来风雨声，花落知多少。
Thanks for your listening. I'm 李白，我是李白。See you next time. 我们下次见。